Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Heat Override and I'm ready to bring the pain! Oh yeah! You guys ready? You guys ready for some football this week? Yeah! I'm ready. You ready? You better be ready. This is how you do it, right here. Yo, this is going to be something new. The end of the season's coming. Get in it. Head over to my Patreon. Get my full write-up. Ask me questions. Ask me to play things. I will tell you what to play, and you will win money. That's all I got to say. And then you can subscribe to my Patreon, and then you can win more money. But then when football's over, I don't really do much basketball and baseball. Until baseball. But let's get to it. Oh, yeah. So I want to do a little bit of talk. This is going to be a little session. You can pick my brain a little bit, and you can see where I'm kind of going with my picks. I picked it all. I went 5-1 last week, and my only loss was the Steelers. That's on them. That ain't on me. That is not on me. I picked the upset. I picked the Rams. Oh, yeah. Yeah, horns up. Yeah. Yeah, I got something for you when that comes up. I know some Packer fans, too, so I know I might have a little battle this week with them. But you know what? The Packer fans actually are pretty cool people. There's no real blood hate with that. And I don't mind the Packers as a team anyway. So, let's get to it. So, let's talk first game. I'm going to talk, since, we're in Erie, I'm going to talk Buffalo and Baltimore. So, you have a lot of fantasy options in this game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the fantasy players, and then I'm going to give you my score. I'm going to give you what I think's going to happen. So anyway, we'll start it off. The injury to Zach Moss kind of sucks. And here goes Devonta Freeman. Like, what if Buffalo wins the Super Bowl and Devonta Freeman gets a damn ring, and all he did was play journeyman all year, and and then he had to watch one of the worst Super Bowl comebacks ever happen. So, it's kind of strange, but we'll just go with that. Anyway, you're going to see an uptick in Singletary's use. So, they're probably going to price Singletary up. They're probably not going to get a good price tag on him. Last week, James Conner was your dude. I gave you James Conner. I said James Conner. James Conner was in my flex. The only people I really switched out was Henry, and then I still had, I played Taylor, of course, but I played Akers, and I played McKissick for salary relief so I could get the receivers in. That's what I did last week with my write-up. So, am I going to play Singletary? We'll see. Probably not. I'm not going to do that. Josh Allen, of course, if you want to pay up for Josh Allen. I don't see the Ravens being able to completely stop Josh Allen, and he's going to run. So Josh Allen can go 30, 40 yards rushing. He's got another quarterback that's going to run probably over 100 yards on his defense on the other side. So Josh might be a little more fancy-footed in this one. I didn't look at his over last week. I'm pretty sure it was a 30.5. So it should be probably around there, maybe a 32. Maybe if it's the Ravens, might put it down to a 28. But you're going to see it around, I think, early 30s to mid-30s. Do you take the over? You can. I'm not going to really play that game because I think Josh will be able to beat them through the secondary. But I know Marcus Peters is out there, and he had a great game last time, so that's something to look forward to. All right? So let's move over. Stefan Diggs. You start him. Do you start Cole Beasley, or do you do Davis, or do you do Ian McKenzie? Really, Diggs is the most consistent option, and for some reason I think it goes Diggs, and then it goes Knox. Sometimes it goes Knox as the second person that Josh will look forward to. So with that being said, of course you're going to want to start Stefan Diggs, but there's a lot of receivers this week. So I have not looked at any of the prices yet. I'm going to leave that for tomorrow, so look for that write-up tomorrow. You'll have a free write-up on here. Last week I actually gave you pretty much 90% of my write-up. The other part of the write-up, Patreon. Oh yeah. So, let's get this going, all right? So Diggs, startable. You can fit him in. There should be some good running backs priced low this week that you can work that, okay? Now, move over to the Ravens side. Yeah, I think J.K. Dobbins will score. I know there's a prop on it. I think I think his touchdown prop was like a plus 120 at some point this week. And now I think it's probably moved towards he's going to score. Now, I haven't seen Lamar's rushing prop yet, but his last one I think was 77.5 around there. So is he going to go 80? I think he's going 100. At this point, if they're going to win this game, it's Lamar that wins this game. I don't see Josh Allen blowing up. He has not turned the ball over consistently in any of these games really this year. So he's going to be in it, and the Buffalo Bills are going to be in it. But this is going to be one of them trench running games. I'm going to say, sorry, Justin. I'm going to say Buffalo 27, Ravens 20. That's a little high, but I think that there has to be a lot of ball movement in this game, field position, and I think that's going to allow to some of the field goals and allow to, the touchdowns. So I'm giving the Ravens 2 touchdowns. I'm giving, Buffalo 3 touchdowns. Lock and load, people. Let's go. Well, yeah. So, that being said, we'll stay AFC. We're going to move over to the Chiefs versus the Browns. This game could go 2 ways. One, the Chiefs just blow them out of the water. Because I'm going to still say it, even though the Browns have a good pass rush, their Super Bowl was last week. They could be played out. They could be tired. They could just be spent. But they're hungry. The way the Browns win this game is by running the ball. The Browns have to run the ball. You have 2 of the best backs in the league. I think Nick Chubb is playing higher than anybody right now. Nick Chubb is playing great ball, and that offensive line is doing great. They had some people go down last week. We'll see where that is. But come game time, whether the linemen enter in or not, you're going to get a healthy dose of Chubb and Hunt. And right now, that will slow the clock down, limit the offensive possessions for the Chiefs, and as long as Mayfield plays solid, the Browns can win this. The Browns can win. But we'll talk a little bit. So yes, you want to start Chubb. If you want a cheap alternative, you can get in Hunt. You've seen it happen last week. You've seen Chubb do the work. You've seen Hunt go down and get a nice 14-yard touchdown. There was, in the turnovers, they put Hunt in, and he's getting it done. Landry, I'm not going to say, I really don't like the receiving options for this week, but if there's going to be somebody that's going to get the ball thrown to him, it's Landry. Don't forget about Austin Hooper. As long as he plays, he should do good. And they like to spread the ball around, but I really think Cleveland's going to slow this game down. Going over to the Chiefs side, yeah, Patty Mahomes is going to be number 1 quarterback. You know it. I just don't see the Browns putting too much of a resistance up. We're going to get to the score in a minute here, but, Tyreek Hill, playable. I don't want to say you should play Le'Veon Bell. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you could probably go one of those backs, but I'm going to stay away from him. I don't like it. If the Chiefs go pass heavy, you might catch a 13 rush, 60 yards, and a touchdown from CEH. You might get 32, maybe 25 from Bell, with maybe 20 yards receiving. So look about those props. Bell's receiving props has bounced between 7 to 14, but I see it around 10. So if you go and you see Bell's receiving prop is anywhere between 8 or 12, jam the over. That's what you do. That's how you bring the pain, people. Oh, yeah. So, that being said, you stay away from that. Some backup receiver always seems to get a touchdown with the Kansas City Chiefs. It could be Robinson. It could be Harden. It could be... you know what? I'm not playing those games. Travis Kelce is going to have a big day, too. So, with the way that the Browns blitz, a lot of quick-hitting Kelce passes will work. So you could probably see Kelce catch 8 balls in this one. 8 balls is going to be probably because Kelce always catches the chunk. This ain't no Cooper Kupp game where Cooper... We'll just shut up with that. You'll get that. But Kelce will probably go 8. I'm going to go 110. He's going to get a touchdown. Matter of fact, he could be the first touchdown scorer because the Chiefs could just slam it down and just make that first drive down the field, and bam, Kelce, touchdown. Browns are down 7-0. Little scared. Might get Baker a little jumpy, And that's going to set the tone for the game. Chiefs, 38. Browns, 29. How about that? How about that? That's some good. So spam the over or whatever you got if you look at that. Now let's bounce over to the NFC. The Saints in Tampa Bay again. The Saints in Tampa Bay. I don't like the Saints. I think Tampa Bay wins. But we're going to talk about the players, okay? So all the receivers for Tampa Bay are lit up. Godwin goes off. Brown goes off. Evans goes off. But I think Evans was held back a little bit. But one thing I have noticed that what Tom Brady has done over the past 5-6 weeks, he is using a lot of Mike Evans. A lot of Mike Evans. Even when that dude's hurt, he's literally drilling him with the ball. Now, Godwin and Brown are just all over. And I think that's really helped with Gronk. Because then Gronk now can, be that guy that runs over the middle. Plus, he's a hell of a blocker, people. So Ron Jones right there. Now, the Saints have a great run defense. They're going to really come after, Tom in this one. They know how to beat him. They know how to beat them down. But I don't think Tampa Bay is going to allow them to come out and jump them like last game. And I think that this game is going to be a little closer. And that right there, that's the key. All right? So, Drew Brees probably be one of the cheaper quarterbacks this week. He is startable. That you're going to need to find some salary relief somewhere. That's going to be in maybe a shootout game. This could be possibly your shootout. I mean, you got two quarterbacks over 40 going at it. You got two guys that literally were passing the touchdown record back and forth, for a minute there. You got two guys that don't want to get punked. You know what I'm saying? And Tom Brady's been punked twice this season. He's punked again, man. That's messed up. So Brees is startable. Kamara's always startable. Kamara's probably going to be he could be the most expensive back. Again, I have not looked yet. But bounce over to, you still have Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas was criminally low last week. I had him in my lineups because that was some good salary relief for somebody I knew was going to get peppered with targets. I don't like to play the Jared Cook problem. I don't like that. And I don't like anybody else on the Saints. I don't ever play Emmanuel Sanders. I don't care about any of those boys. Seriously. Yeah, they could score a touchdown. It could be salary relief. If you're looking for a real stack team and you need a real cheap guy, maybe you go there. But I'm not playing that game. Over Tampa Bay, you know what you're going to get. So that's going to be it. So I'm going to go Tampa Bay 30, Saints 28. Tampa Bay kicks a field goal to win the game. Ooh, yeah. Now, it's time to get the horns up, people. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? This is what it's about right now. Go Rams. Rams versus Green Bay. Frigid Green Bay. I already seen there's winds coming through. It's going to be cold, people. It's going to be cold. And at least it's an earlier game, 4. If this was a night game, those boys from California would have a problem. But maybe the offense has a problem, but that doesn't mean the defense does. So here we go. We'll start out with the Packers. Aaron Jones, playable. The Rams do have a good defense, but when they give up a run, they for some reason like to give up like a gash run. So you get a 10 or a 14. And Aaron Jones is the type of player, if you give him a 10 or a 14, he's going to make a cut and take it to the house. So he is very well in play. A.J. Dillon as a backup is very well in play in this game too. But you don't really want to go that far. When you get down to only 4 games left, okay, people, and you only have so many options, this is where I excel. Not only in single game, but in a 2-game slate, and then going into a 4-game slate, I excel at this because it's, for some reason, it's just it allows my aggressive play style that y'all can have and know and learn, because I will teach y'all how to play DFS. It's real easy. I mean, everybody can play DFS. You can sort of light them. But you just create a safe lineup and you just take your money. But this time of the year, it's all about the bank, team. That's why we call y'all pain bringers, all right? So let's do this, right? So you got Aaron Jones, and of course you got Devonta Adams. Adams is going to... Woo! Okay. We know Jaylen Ramsey is going to be on Devonta Adams. Sometimes the Rams do not like to always play Ramsey. Ramsey's got to be on him. And if you haven't watched any Ram game or seen any tape, Jaylen Ramsey has been on fire. Fire for the past 6 weeks. He has been hitting hard. He's been playing aggressive. He's played aggressive receivers. He's played that freak DK Metcalf twice. He had that boy flipping out until they gave up that big touchdown. And then, what happened? Lockdown. That's why I picked the Rams to win last week. And that's why the Rams are scary right now. Because if he locks up Devonta Adams, I don't think MVS or Lazard or any of those other guys will step up. I think Tunyon is a better option than any of them, actually. And Aaron Jones catches out of the backfield. This could be a game where they need to implement that because Aaron Donald is going to be in Aaron Rodgers' ass the whole game. All right? That's how that goes down, people. Like, I will say this. If Aaron Donald has 3 sacks, the Rams win. The Rams win. So, the Rams' key to victory is going to be stop the run and guard Adams. And just let Rodgers do whatever he has to do with everybody else. Let's move over to the Rams side of the ball, okay? Goff, I'm probably going to start him. I always do. Because there's those games that Goff actually plays well, and they have Goff usually priced low. So it's always good to build 2 lineups with somebody built low like that, who's in an offense that likes to sometimes go on a roll and throw. Now, the Packers' defense, they're that mid-range defense. They're good against the run. They're good against the pass, but you can beat them. But our offense really isn't. They just don't click some games. So I got to say that the Packers get an edge on offense, unfortunately, and they get a little edge on the defense. But the Rams have that game flow defense, and that's what's been big. That's what happens every time Russell Wilson plays the Rams and Aaron Donald. Russell Wilson looks great against the rest of the league, but when he plays Aaron Donald, there's something about that power rush. Maybe it's he's just not tall or something, and he can't get it out fast. I don't know. But his games historically are the bad games. They're against the Rams. Go check it. And that's why even back in the day when we had when the 49ers had Colin Kaepernick, dude, he would be killing other teams. He played at Rams. Oh, man, we got that boy be fumbling and stuff. Because he couldn't have it. The Mighty Quinn was all over him, yeah. So the Rams, everybody's startable. Woods always startable. Literally, I play Kupp more than Woods, but really you should play Woods more than Kupp. You flip those two, that's all I got to say. But Kupp does get a lot more targets. Woods gets the runs out of the backfield. The Rams are really going to have to step it up. McVay's going to have to draw things up. They're going to have to make these things happen to beat the Packers. Now, the key will be with the Rams and then them sneaking in their tight ends because their tight ends do get a lot of passes thrown and the tight ends drop the ball a lot. And we were over the last few weeks, other than just the games we won, the Rams have had a problem with their O-line committing bad penalties as well. Now, I think this is going to help because the Packers won't have much of a pass rush that the Rams will have to worry about or Goff, so that he'll be able to settle down and get into a game. I think this could be game of the week. Really. And it's the game that starts the week. So I think it sets the tone for the weekend. Even if it doesn't become game of the week, I think this game goes great. My heart's going to say the Packers are going to win this one, but I'm going to pick the Rams. I'm going to pick the Rams, 23, Packers, 19. You know why? I'm a Rams fan. And if you go back and you check their points, usually all year, the Rams get to about 23 points, 20 points, and they literally shut down and only run the ball. It drives me mad. Drives me mad. And then this is when they do all the penalties and let teams in it. Now, what's going to end up happening is the Rams will get that defense going and they will slow the pack down. And they're going to run the ball and they're going to take that time, kind of like what the Browns have to do to the Steelers, and they're going to get that dime down. So that's probably a light shot. The Rams can actually score 28, 30 points in this game. I don't see it happening, and the Packers easily can put 30 plus on the Rams. So this is going to be the one game that I'm going to say the Rams are going to win 23-19, but most likely the Packers have the edge. They have Aaron Rodgers. He's been on fire this whole season. Deserves an MVP for it, what he's done this year. And Aaron Jones, just great games, and them pulling him. And Devonta Adams, he came back and tore through the end. And just hard good. They really are the most complete team. So if the Packers win, I got to say the Packers probably win like 38 to like 27. I think that if it gets into a shootout kind of game, the Rams are just too slow of a team, and it just seems like they don't take enough shots down the field. And when they do, Goff misses them. So there's my picks. You got the Chiefs, you got the Bills, you got the Rams, and you got Tampa Bay. And that's why I want that. This is why I want it. I want the Rams to play Tom Brady again as well. Kind of like the Buffalo Bill fans. You know? Horns up, go Rams. That's what I got. So you see in the people I talked about. Diggs, Singletary, don't sleep on him. He's going to have to be in there to run that ball unless they give it to Devonta Freeman. And if Devonta Freeman in like a single game is like $200, just put him in. So that way you can get a bunch of $10,000 players. You can thank me later. Play that in a 50-50. There's your key. If he plays. All right? You know, we'll go over to the Ravens side. Lamar's easily a play. J.K. Dobbins, play. I didn't talk about Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown, he can get it done. Buffalo has some really good corners. You know, I have a dynasty team that has, White on there. And, yeah, they're good. And that safety's good. It's going to be hard because, Hollywood is fast. But after that, the Ravens down. They're going to have to run the ball too. And they will. So, Chiefs, Bills, Tampa Bay Rams. We're going to see what happens. Be on the lookout for my write-up. I hope everybody has a great week. Go Rams, horns up, and always remember to bring the pain. Ooh, yeah!